I was working at Yard House here in Roseville. And what's weird is I was feeling that after about 2 years of working there, I was feeling that nudge of like, I was doing YouTube at the time still, but feeling that nudge of like, just do it. You gotta jump. And I'm real big on burning your boats. Big on it.
Explain that.
In the sense of, if you have a plan B, plan A is not working.
Ooh.
And that...
So just all in.
Yep. So...
Lewis Howes has one of my favorite quotes on that. When you go all in, magic things happen.
Absolutely. I remember when I was leaving Arkansas, I told my mom, I was 24, I think. I said, I'm not allowed to come back. And you cannot let me come back and live with you. Because it's easy. You know, if things don't work out, well, I can go live with my mother for free. I said, I'm not allowed. So I burned that boat. And I was like, I gotta make it in California or else. So I was working at Yard House and I felt that urge of like, just if you want to do YouTube, you gotta do it. You can't work full time at Yard House and then expect YouTube to work. And then I just got to a point to where I was like, if I don't do something now, I will be 65 working in this same restaurant. And that was enough for me to say, burning the boats. I sold everything I owned except for a suitcase and a pillow. And I just went to LA.
Okay.
I didn't know.
That is all in.
That is all in.
Yeah.
I had nothing. I didn't know where I was going to live. I didn't know where I was going to sleep. But I knew. I try to tell this to people because people know I was homeless. I put myself in that situation. I don't want to say that, you know, I fell on hard times and I was homeless, because that's disrespectful to the people who actually have. And I wasn't that. I purposefully chose to be homeless. It was either work full-time to live or work full-time to pay for acting class, pay for improv school, and live uncomfortably. And then it took maybe 5 months to where I couldn't afford to go to those classes anymore. So now I'm just paying to be homeless. Like I'm working full time to remain homeless. I don't know where it went. I was charging coffees to credit cards. I was $12,000 in debt, you know, $400 a month minimum payments. It was bad. Like I was really going through it. And something clicked, just like the burn your boats thing. This was after maybe a year and a half or so, to where I was like, I have to just go all in. And it was another one of those thoughts. It was almost like a promise, or me saying to myself, I'm willing to live in my car for the next 15 years until I'm 40. If by the time I'm 40, I can live the life I want to live. I eventually came across, you know, I was doing YouTube and I was like, I got to switch it up. And I started putting on a thick accent.
Like, Southern?
Real Southern.
Okay.
And I did this growing up because most of my family's Southern.
Sure.
From Arkansas. So a lot of them have that accent. So when we get going, we get that accent. And but I was like, I'm going to make it real bad. Because I was like, nothing else works. Why not? And people liked it. And so I started doing those. And then I just started making videos about, you know, what happened at work. And it almost seemed like, as the character, I came up with better jokes. So I was like able to think different. And so things would happen at work and I would make videos about it. And eventually, you know, something would happen at work, I'd make a video about it and it'd get pretty popular. Like for me, like 50,000 views. My whole thing was, people are suffering. Everyone is. Because at that point, I was like, my life's good. I have great parents. I have a great life. I work at a restaurant. I have food. I have all this. And I feel like I'm suffering. So there's people out there suffering. So I knew that in some way, people just needed a release from life. Because I did. Because when you're off work and you live in your car, you go to your car and then you're just there. You don't have anywhere to go.
Nowhere to be.
So it's like mentally draining. So at that point, I was like, I want to be that for other people. So I got to that point where I was like, it needs to be daily. Because everyone needs something every day. So I was like, it has to be daily. And even if it wasn't good, I was like, I have to post. And that was, I think, something I did for 5 years, something like that.
Daily.
A long time.
That's
until
awesome.
we had our son. I think I went daily until that point. So I did that for, it was about a year. And then I did one video about something that happened at work, which was stupid on my end, but it was funny. I made a video about it. But I was so excited. It was one of those videos that I was like, I have to. And it was on my lunch break from work. And I was like, instead of eating lunch, I'm going to go film. So I went out and I was like, I filmed this video. And right when I got done, I had to go right back into work. So I didn't get to eat that day. And I was so excited that I didn't take my uniform off. I was still in uniform. And that video was the one that kind of
took off.
It kind of took 200,000 views, which was wild. And I was like, this is crazy. I love it. And then I get a call from my boss saying that higher ups had seen it. And it wasn't good. They saw I had the logo. They sent me home for 3 days, brought me in after 3 days, gave me the ultimatum.
Which was?
If you delete all your videos, you can come back to work. And at this point,
that's a gut check.
At this point, I was like, it was tough because this job was, I was paying my car off. I was paying my debt off. Every morning I would go into work at 6:30. I would come in at 5:30 and journal. And my saying was, I'm financially free by December 23rd, 2018. Like that was my goal. And I wrote that down every day. And I was like, what 3 steps can I take today? And this job was like all those steps. Do this to get this pay raise, do this. And I was paying my car off, I was paying my debt off. And so I was like, how can I leave this job? And then it just hit me. And it was like, I can't. So I told the guy, I said, I'm not willing to take down the things that I want to do in life to come back to work. And he said, fair enough. And that was it.
Wow.
So now I'm homeless and no job in LA. And so I did a video right after that of like getting fired, and I was high about it. Like, this is content. This is what I was meant to do. And then at some point, that fear kind of sets in. It was weird how it all worked out. That was end of August, beginning of September. I came back here. My wife was like, why don't you come here, stay with us till you get back on your feet. I was like, I appreciate that. I came up here, still living in my car. I would watch Autumn, our daughter, while she worked. And then when she came home, I would film.
Grinding.
I love
this. There is no, you cannot cheat the grind. You can't cheat the grind anywhere in life. There's no free money.
It wasn't
Nothing
overnight.
worth having comes free. Yes.
No.
Yeah.
It was a lot, and still doing daily. And a lot of things happened that I'm like really proud of, and that happened where I would make $3 a video. And I was like, that's enough to pay for my energy drink. Perfect. I was over the moon. I've made a lot of money.
Any income would be.
The $3 a video I made was the highest point ever. I was like, it's been 8 years, and now I'm making $3 a video. This is the greatest moment of my life. And so it was a month or so, and I was like, I got this idea. My wife went to a comedy show where she was performing. I was like, I'll watch Autumn, leave her here. Everyone was gone, and I did this video where I was reacting to knitting. So I tried this knitting tutorial, and I was like, it was so different from what I had done, but I was editing, and I couldn't stop belly laughing. I was like, this is so funny. I loved it. And so I just uploaded it, and it got 1 million views that day.
Whoa.
And that was the video that started everything. And the day after, Facebook was like, do you want to start monetizing? And I think I made $6,000 that month.